Denny again. Today I am making a table runner for my cousin, the one I made the fall placemats for. It needs to be narrow. It can be long, it just needs to be narrow so the placemats can fit between it and go down the table at the same time. And I had a piece of the same batting left over, but it had a piece missing out of it, and I'm trying to do the little Franken batting thing. As you can see, my washi tape gave out, and I'm just going to sew this batting together, this little chunk, and that way it'll be extra long if she likes it that way, but it'll still be narrow enough to go in between the placemats. So hold on and let's see if I can get this sewn together. I trimmed this, and that's the little section I added. Can you tell? Well, anyway, it just had a little section out of it, and I just added one back in. I used my widest zigzag and about a 3 stitch length, and zigzagged over that section to add it back in. And it's going to have a front and back on it, sandwiching between these, so it'll be just fine. And I can use my 505 spray, and it'll be just fine. Franken batting has been done for years. It's nothing new. And now I have a very long strip that is about 12 inches wide, and I think they'll be maybe a little too wide. I have to measure her table again. I think I'll try to get it down to 11. It'll be narrow. It'll be decorative. It's going to be wide enough to put warm pots and stuff on, and a floral arrangement or whatever she wants to put in the middle. Maybe a cute pumpkin. And I have picked out some fabrics. Here is the sunflower I used for the back of her placemats. If you'll remember the scrappy fall placemats I made. I'm going to try to work some of this in there. Then I picked out some fabrics. I tried to get some lights, some mediums, and some darks. I didn't have a lot of light, but this is so cute from Northcott. I think this is Northcott also. I think this was a set I got at the quilting shop. And then, of course, this rust goes with the rust. This is somewhat light, a lighter version of the rust. And then I have more medium than light. Here's another medium. Brings out the gold. And it has this kind of burgundy-ish color, which is in this kind of burgundy-ish rust. And this has this green, has the burgundy and 2 tones of green and a little bit of the light. And then I have this very dark green that kind of goes with these. Well, it does go with these as part of the set. But I might not need this unless I just need a really dark accent. So let's see what we can come up with. Okay, look down here and see what I got. This would be half of the table runner. A 12-inch in the middle. I'm going to use this one as where the centerpiece will go and work off of this in both directions. I like the green next to this pattern. Hold on, I'm going to move you. Because it has the burgundy and the green, the rest, the gold. This has the burgundy, green, rust, and gold. Then we got the gold with the burgundy. Same here with this one. And then this one with the greens and the rust. And this one. I really wanted to put got you too close, you can't see. Some of the sunflower in here since it was on the placemats. But I don't like these two together, but I don't want to change the rest of these because they're going in the right order. So if I do use any of this, it would have to be in a very thin strip. It's just too brown. It doesn't go with the rest of these. The only thing that has this dark of brown is this green one over here. I hope I'm not making you seasick. And even if I put it right here, it defeats the purpose and it takes away from this burgundy, green, gold mixture. So sometimes plans don't work out the way that you think, and you just have to leave it and save the sunflowers for another day. Maybe I'll make her a pot holder with the sunflowers. So far, this is my plan. I'll make a narrow strip of this, somewhat narrow strip of this, wider strips of this, and in the table runner with this one, which matches this and this. Well, it matches that too. Okay, that's my plan. I'm going to cut the 12-inch square out of this and see where we go from there. Okay, I've got my center square and my green fabric done. I cut the green fabric 4 inches wide. I just needed less than one strip width of fabric, and I'm going to sew both of these on to my table runner. I'm going to go back to a straight stitch and go to about 2.5 stitch length and sew both these on. I'm just going to sew them right through the batting. Okay, hold on. Before I start sewing, I just remembered that I was going to show you that I can do the quilt as you go with the backing attached. So what I did is that dark green fabric that I was wanting to use in the sunflower, I used as much as the dark green I could, and then I pieced the sunflower fabric on the end. And now I need to change my thread. So the bobbin thread will show. Keep that in mind when you're doing this. And then I will go back and sew these two pieces onto the center square. Let me change my thread. Show you that, but I just trimmed it, and it is about 12 by about 12 by 40, somewhere in there. But anyway, it's all trimmed up, and I'll probably trim another 1/2 inch or so off of it. so it'll fit in between the placemats. And I was thinking it needed to be 11. So I need to do some more measurements. Okay. It's time to sew some binding strips together. Here we go. I cut them 2 1/4 inch wide. I'm sewing them at an angle with about a 2 inch on a 2 stitch width. And that is my last strip. Now I'm going to cut these off, and now I'm going to go press these. It's time to sew on the binding. As I said, this is 2 1/4 inch strips. And I've moved my needle over as far as I can. And I have it on a 2.5. This batting's not very thick. I think that should work. Let's give it a look. Seems to be doing pretty good. Let me see what it looks like on a 3. I think I'll do it on a 3. All right, I'm sewing the binding to the back, raw edge to raw edge. I'm going to sew this all the way around, and I'll be right back. Okay, that's the angle that I've sewn it at. Sewn it right off. Now I'm going to fold this up, give it a little fingernail press or finger press so that it is going up and away from where I just sewed. Now I'm going to pull it down and see how this naturally just wants to line up right here and go back down the side that we are going to continue sewing on. All right, now I'm going to sew right here, and when we open this up, it's going to make a mitered corner. Okay, let me redo that now that I kind of jiggled it around. Up, finger press, pull it back down. It's lined up there and across the next side. All right, be back. Sewing is never over. Here at the ironing board, keep some little scissors on elastic here at my ironing board where I can trim threads as I see them. Comes in real handy. Now I'm going to press my binding away from the back, because remember, we're going to turn this over to the front. There's my corners. They're going to turn very nicely. That's it. Now I'm going to flip it over to the front and use some binding clips. And I'll show you how I'm going to sew it to the front. All right, I'm back. There's the back where I sewed the binding on. Here's the front. Just going to tuck these over like this. See how nice that looks? I'm going to take my binding clips. I like to put the flat side towards where the sewing machine's going to be. And I'm just going to go along here and put some binding clips. I just keep them in this little, what do you call it, milk glass container. I just always remember my mom having that on her sewing table. And so I do too. So I'm going to go around there. When I get to the corners, I'm going to tuck that in. If I need to trim a little bit of that, all that mess, I will. And when I get to the corner, I'll probably put a pin in it. And then I'll go all the way down to the other corner, fold it in, put a pin in it, and then I'll have a miter corner. I'm just going to top stitch. I need to change my thread. I have dark green in right now. Put some gold thread in. You could zigzag this, use a decorative stitch, or just top stitch, a straight stitch. Whatever you like. Okay? I'll be back when I get it done. I'm trying the zigzag stitch. Just have to go a little slower. Of course, it takes more time. There it goes. Aim a little more. And probably not do it one-handed. But, if I could show you back here. Can you see it? Match, the thread matches pretty good. There, you can see it. That is my number 8 zigzag on my machine. Pretty cool. Okay. Okay. All done. Got a glare. Anyway. The zigzag stitch turned out very nicely. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, other than it taking longer and probably using more thread, I mean, it was really easy. I'm glad I tried it. I've been seeing people use that for quite a while. And there is the table runner. And it should be narrow enough to go in between 2 sets of placemats on my cousin's table. And I got to use those special fabrics that I got at the quilt shop. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. And I got to use some of my decorative stitches. Very fun. Wasn't that hard. Just don't use a very thick batting so things won't get lopsided on the table. And I used, like I said, 2 1/4 inch binding. I didn't need a 2 1/2. But you do what makes sense to you. Give it a try. There's so many different ways to make a table runner. So many patterns out there. So many free patterns. You don't need to buy a pattern. Just make one up yourself like I did. I switched from a 12 by 12 square. I used 3-inch strips, 2 1/2-inch strips, 4-inch strips, a 5-inch strip. You know, just use the bigger amount of a strip with the bigger pattern fabric. That's all I did. And I didn't have enough of the green for the back, so I was able to work in some of that sunflower fabric that I used on her placemats. She could turn it over if she wants, maybe if she's having a messy dinner. I doubt she would be, but you know. Anyway, y'all have a great day and go make a table runner. All right? Take care. Thumbs up. Subscribe. Bye.